Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back with yet another episode of the Blaugrana Podcast. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a very, very, very good one, guys. Big up to every single one of you guys who are already in the building, man. Big up to all the people that rated me from Matrix to Football Carnage and every single one of you guys. But listen, guys, we are here. I know right now the World Cup is really picking up, man. Like the World Cup has been, I'm not going to lie, it's been improving, man. I've been enjoying the last few games, man. Very much entertaining. Obviously, we've seen the stars turn up this week, right? Last week, they were calling out our stars, but this week our stars are stepping up. And we just saw obviously Portugal versus Uzbekistan, and Ronaldo finally scored, man. And all these Ronaldo fanboys are outside now, finally, after a long, long time. But obviously, we know the GOAT conversation was never a conversation in the first place. Like yesterday, the real GOAT, right, the undisputed one, he stepped up. He had to remind everyone, listen, there was never a debate in the first place. 5 goals. 5 goals for Argentina, 5 goals for Lionel Messi in 2 games, man. Levels to this. But let's just talk about why we're here, because it is another episode of the Blaugrana Podcast, and this is going to be a good one. But before we get started, obviously, my guest, right, there's no Blaugrana Pod without this man like Bassa Boy 103. Hafed, the season is over, man. How are you enjoying the off season right now, brother?
Been good, man. I miss Barcelona, obviously. World Cup has been very, very good so far, to be honest. Hopefully, it continues this way. But mainly looking forward to what Barcelona do in the market, because it's been quite quiet since, what was it? I think Eid was when we signed Gordon, so it's been about a month since we've done really anything. We, of course, sold Anaki Pena today, officially. But
Good
I need
riddance.
some excitement. We got some excitement yesterday, so I feel rejuvenated. I feel alive. So let's hope that continues.
Hey, listen, I 100% agree with you, my friend. Absolutely agree. But listen, make sure you guys smash the like button. All the people who are in the building already, man. Like I mentioned, big up to all the people that are rated from Carnage to Matrix. Big up to every single one of you. But listen, let's talk about what people really want to talk about. Let's talk about the breaking news, because I'm not going to lie to you, Hafid. That took me by surprise. I did not expect Julian Alvarez to talk during the World Cup. I thought this guy was going to wait until after the World Cup to kind of, go off. But my guy wasn't waiting anymore. He was not waiting. He refused to wait. He said, no. Listen, this move has to happen, man. Listen, I am not trying to get back to preseason at Atletico Madrid, man. Finally spoke out. He's told everybody, everyone kind of knew. We all had a feeling. But now that he's basically all but confirmed it now, there it is. He said he wants to fulfill his dream. And Atletico Madrid, I don't know how much clearer my guy can be now. There's absolutely no choice now. You guys have to sell, right? And he was very, very blunt about his words, right? He didn't want to create any drama about it, but things of like I think you can kind of see from the way he was talking, he was really annoyed with the way Atletico Madrid have been handling this, right? Because he's been kind of like radio silent. Atletico Madrid have kind of taken that as an advantage of, well, we are not going to sell if he's not going to say anything. And now he's like, okay, cool. Since you guys think I don't have the balls to say anything, here it is. I'm going to say it. I want to leave. I want to be out of here. Get me out of here. Right? And there you go. He said what he needs to say. And now, Hafed, it is down to us. And I mean, Atletico Madrid, I don't care. I know they're going to be pissed. I know they're going to be mad. And I couldn't really give a damn. Okay? I really couldn't give a damn, bro. Let them cry. Cry more. There are levels to this. Like, you guys were never at our level. Let's be real here. It was never a conversation. We are a step up from you. And they can't accept that. Their pride is broken. They put all that money thinking that there was a big 3. And these guys were like, no, there was never a big 3, bro. It was Barca and Madrid. Atletico Madrid, you guys were the third wheel. You guys were the third wheel, bro. You guys were just someone that just entered the conversation 10 years ago, man. You guys were never in this conversation in the first place. But it's beautiful to see, man. I could not believe my guy took time out of the World Cup to actually say something. And at this point, it's going to happen. I don't have any doubts anymore. I think we will sign Julian Alvarez probably even before the World Cup even ends. Because the way Atletico Madrid are moving right now, look, You don't want to be bringing a player who's openly said he wants to leave your club. You can try to disregard it. You can't disregard it. The fans are not going to forget. The club is not going to forget. So you're going to have to negotiate. I'm not saying that you just accept whatever we give you. I get it, right? Football is a business, right? You guys are going to want the most out of it. But try to get the best deal that you can get. But you sitting there trying to refuse and basically stamp on your feet. It's just ridiculous. It's a waste of time, right? Take the money and go get another striker. Put down what you want. Like negotiate with Barcelona. But listen, Hafed, from your own position, how did you feel, man, hearing this man come out and basically put it out there finally, like we were hoping that he would?
Yeah, it's a big step for sure. We were kind of expecting this to be the next step. A lot of Barca fans are mentioning how Lewandowski did it back in 2022 as well. These are movements that are needed from a player to really push for things. You can only do so much internally, especially when it comes to a big player like this, like Julian
Mhm.
Alvarez. Him saying that he wants to leave and inadvertently saying that he wants to join Barcelona essentially is big. But now it comes down to Barcelona really buying their time and really trying their best to make this deal happen. There's even quotes coming out right now as we're live from the CEO of Atletico Madrid,
Mhm.
having his tantrum in the
Of
media, saying
course.
apparently we're manipulated and we're doing everything wrong. We approach this deal like any other deal has been approached in the world of football. We've done nothing ill intent, nothing bad, nothing behind the books, nothing on a bad side. But I think they're gonna take a while to accept the reality that we're their daddies. At the end of the day, they
Mhm.
can knock us out if we cope with the race in Champions League, but they go and win nothing, and we go and win everything or more than they do. That's the
Mhm.
reality of the game. They've gone now 6 seasons without winning a single trophy. They have one trophy in Spain in the past 14, 15 years. I mean, take away
Yeah, for sure.
Europa League a win, they have two trophies in 15 years. And their job and their objective is to get to the next level. You're not going to get there by losing to a Copa del Rey final to Real Sociedad on penalties as well. So it's a bit unfortunate that they're taking to this length. I am the only thing I'm worried about is that we chase Julian and we chase in India, we don't sign him. Then I can see Barcelona panicking, come August time. I think Barcelona should do what they did with Messi, have
Right.
like a deadline internally where, maybe they say right now it's June 23rd. Let's say by July 23rd. If we don't sign Julian Alvarez, we're moving on. We can't, do all of that. That's my only really concern, that you chase and chase and chase and you neglect other things. If
Right.
Barcelona have 120 million euros to spend on Julian Alvarez, I want that money invested in other key areas of the team, or at least majority of it or some of it. So
Facts.
that's my only real concern. We still need a striker, of course. We cannot go into next season with just Ferran Torres. So Barcelona will sign a striker. The question is if they'll get the number one target or their number 10 target. But that's my only concern, that Atletico Madrid are going to dread this out, how they're being quite petty. So it's going to take a while to get them to calm down and accept reality, I feel like.
No, it's true, bro. I mean, look, I kind of knew that this is how they were gonna react. I mean, it's kind of the way people really react, when a player openly comes out and says, "I want to leave," right?
Mhm.
And I'm not even like angry or surprised by the way they reacted, right? I feel like in this situation, yes, your pride has been hurt, right? Your best player has come out and openly said he wants to leave, and he wants to leave for a rival. Because whether we think that they are at our level or not, they are one of the rivals in the league, right? They, apart from Barcelona and Madrid, Atletico is like the third team really that can do anything in this league, right? So they kind of look at it and they're like, well, this guy's, if we're going to do anything next season, this guy's going to be a big reason why we will do anything next season. And
Mm-hmm.
now he's openly come out and said he wants to leave. Not only does he want to leave, because it's one thing wanting to leave, but you want to leave to join one of their rivals, one of the teams that we are trying to dethrone. Like, I feel like that's where I can sort of empathize, understand their position, because it's like, okay, cool, I get it, right? But football is a business. You understand what I mean, right? It's one thing for a player to want to leave for your direct rivals like Real Madrid. Now, that is unacceptable. You understand what I mean, right? Because it's like, dude, in that position, I would understand Atletico Madrid throwing a tantrum and saying, nah, we are not selling with this, with this, with this, with this, with this. You feel me, right? Because at the end of the day, you don't want to sell to your direct cross-town rivals. Have that on them. But here's the thing. Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, the only animosity that exists is the fact that one is in Madrid and one is in Barca. And also that we challenge each other in trophies. If Atletico Madrid were never challenged. If Atletico Madrid were where they are right now, where they are challenging for the league, challenging for Copa del Rey, challenging for Champions League, it wouldn't be a problem selling to us.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I mean? It wouldn't be a problem selling to Barcelona. But the issue is they've built this reputation for such a long time of being the big three that now they think selling to us is basically, it's basically like lowering their pride. Respectfully, it's not the same. It's not the same. And that's why I look at this and I'm like, look, Atletico Madrid need to be smart here. You don't want to be keeping a player that's unsettled. Now, I don't think he's worth 150 million. I don't think Barcelona should go that far. But try to squeeze as much money out of this deal as you can for yourselves. Right? I get it. Football is a business. Right? I can see them be like, oh, we should lowball them. Obviously, I would love to get a good deal for Julian Alvarez, but realistically, for being their best player, it's going to be very tough. So you go out there and you negotiate with Barca. Try to get into an agreement, even if it's going to be one of those deals where, we pay you something right now and then we pay you in installments in the next few years. Let's say if we give them, let's say,
don't forget, apart from release clauses, interrupt you, I want to make this really clear because I'm seeing this a lot. Apart from release clauses, every single transfer that you see is paid in installments. Mbappe to PSG, installments. Coutinho to Barcelona, installments. Dembele to Barcelona, installments. Declan Rice to Arsenal, installments. Joao Felix to Atletico Madrid. Is every single deal that is not a release clause is always done in installment. It is idiotic for clubs to liquidate and send other clubs that kind of money at once. That's why every deal is installment. Just can negotiate term and be having installed over paying installments over 3 summers, 2 summers, 4 summers, 5 summers. Like I see people saying that we still owe money. Apparently we owe money for Ferran Torres to City, but we're out here spending 70 million ungorded, which shows the inept ball knowledge that people have. If we agreed with City to pay in 6, 7 installments, whatever the case may be, I know it's a long over the course of a period of time because we were broke at the time and City agreed to it. That's their prerogative. That's not down to us. So when payments come up, again, Barcelona never failed to make a payment by any stretch of the imagination to a club or to a player. Yes, do we still owe money? For sure. We still owe money to Leeds for Rafinha, Sevilla for Koundé, Leipzig for Olmo. Of course, I think other clubs as well still owe money. I think. Do you think Liverpool spent 500 million all at once last summer? No, they probably spent maybe 100 in total. They didn't pay Bayern Leverkusen everything for Florian Wirtz, Newcastle everything for Alexander Isak. So these things happen, and just be aware that yes, Barcelona may have the money to pay it over a long period of time, but no deal apart from release clauses, which you legally have to, are paid in full. From the get-go.
No, that is true, isn't it? And that's why I'm looking at this and I'm like, look, at the end of the day, when it comes to this deal, when it comes to the Alvarez deal, we can do that, right? We can be, okay, cool. We'll give you 110, 120 million, right now. And let's say if Alvarez scores in the Champions League final, or we win the Champions League, or, he wins the Ballon d'Or or something like that, we give you an extra 20 million. So extra 30 million, something like that, right? Where you can basically get, maybe the full package would be 150. Now everyone could be like, because sometimes the way they kind of structure these deals, they could be like, Julian Alvarez to Barcelona, here we go, 150 million package. You understand what I mean? And everyone will be like, Barcelona spent 150 million Alvarez, that is crazy, this and this and this. It's like the Gordon thing. The Gordon thing is the perfect example of it. Because when we signed Gordon, everyone thought we spent the 80 million flat. No, we didn't. How much did we give them? Was it like 70 million, 60 million? I mean, I know we didn't give them like most of it. I think there was like so many installments before it gets to 80 million, right? And that's how basically the deal was structured. But basically because they said, it's a package deal of 80 million. Everyone thought, you spent 80 million on them. Like that's what people don't realize about these deals. It's like you just mentioned with the Liverpool and, when they signed Isaac, Wirtz, Ekitike, all these guys. You think they're just spending like 150, 120, 90 million, boom, boom, just like that, dude? It's not going to work, dude. Financial fair play is a real thing, right? And these teams, this is like every club does this. Like sometimes it sounds great. It sounds crazy when you say, Barcelona have offered 150 for Julian Alvarez. That sounds nuts. You understand what I mean? That sounds crazy. Well, I used to mention the Dembele thing. Same thing. Oh, 130 million. We didn't put the whole 130 million boom like that. But this is the thing. It sounds great when you say it like that. When you say it like that, it
Like
sounds insane.
for example, our first offer for Alvarez was 100 million, but that was 100 million flat fixed fee. You get 100 million, that's it, and that would be, of course, paid probably in installments of 25 million euros each summer. I would suspect something like that. Plus, same thing as well. People will say you have to look at the total picture. Even for Dembele, I don't think he and Coutinho as well. They had a lot of variables attached to their name. I know for a
Right.
fact Coutinho didn't reach all his variables. I know that Dembele, I think, reached the majority of his. So we ended up probably paying around 120 million, 130 for Dembele. But I don't think we went past 145 for Coutinho. So the fact that Coutinho cost that much is crazy to say.
No,
But
it's insane. That's true.
but yeah, I wouldn't. I think in terms of Julian Alvarez's price, I think we're already overpaying at this point. I don't mind paying a little bit extra to really piss off Atletico Madrid because that satisfaction is undeniable. But Barcelona have their limit, and us fans have our limits as well. Everyone knows that, so I don't expect Barcelona to go over 130 million euros in terms of a fixed fee. I think with add-ons and variables, I think Barcelona can throw in as much as they want. UCL wins, goals, assists, top 5, Ballon d'Or, whatever you want to really put in for Julian, that will maybe satisfy Atletico Madrid. But if you make it like easily obtainable, then that's where the difficulties come in. But again, I think Barcelona have their pre. I think they're gonna be. I think don't forget they came into this deal thinking we're gonna pay no more than 100 million. They bid 100 million, but since Julian has pushed for the move and has sacrificed his dignity and reputation publicly for Barcelona, Joan Laporta appreciates that. He loves players that twerk for him a little
Open the
bit. So they
command.
exactly. So we're gonna probably pay a little bit more, but we still have our limit. Remember we talked about this on the pod before the season ended that our budget for
Yes.
a striker was 100 million, right? So now we're already
Yes.
going over that. But I think we have a breaking point. I think Julian knows that as well. But I think for what's a fact now is that Julian Alvarez is definitely going to leave Atletico. It just really comes down to where his destination will be.
No, 100%, 100%. And listen, guys, before we continue, make sure we smash the likes. Listen, not 100 people in here, and I'm not even on 20 likes yet. That is a nuts, man. Like that is absolutely insane. Yeah, I'm moving like Cristiano Ronaldo was moving like against Congo, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, smash the likes, man. You guys are clearly being entertained. We're all out here, man. Smash the like button. Smack that like button. And make sure you guys go subscribe to Basa Boy 103. I know the season is over, man, but the content doesn't end, man. We're still putting our content out here. Okay, bro? And especially now that the Alvarez thing is happening, we know there's going to be content to be made. All right? So you guys are going to be seeing more streams, guys, more videos and all of this, guys. Now that, Alvarez has come out now, the saga is going to continue. We're going to hear a lot of stuff happening in the next few days. So keep your eyes on it, man. And look, when it comes to Alvarez, man, Alvarez, listen, you did your job. Respect, man. You did your job. I knew you wanted to move. I knew you wanted to move. I didn't expect you to come out this early to actually say this. But hey, listen, that is levels, man. That is levels. My guy saw the season, the bottle drop season that they had last season. He said, nah, I am not dealing with this, man. Nah, man. I am too good for this. I am too good for this, man. But let's see what happens though, Hafet. Let's see what happens. Big up to all the people who are in here, man. Big up to my guy. Big up to James Vincent. He says, I hope bars are not being played like they were with Nico. Also, I wonder what's in the water over there in Madrid. They're so delusional and pathetic. What are you saying about what James is saying here? Basically saying it's like a Nico thing where
it's not really like Nico. Nico never came out publicly, right? This was Nico was all kind of internally. I think the first time it was real. I think the second time he kind of played us to get a better contract from Athletic Club. People use that example a lot, but it's not that similar, to be honest. You have Nico Williams at the time was interested, open to the idea. Julian Alvarez is out here twerking. He's begging. He's crying to come over to us. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but
exaggerating, yeah. Okay.
Nico never went public. Never spoke whatsoever. The actions, you could say, behind the scenes are on a very similar track. But if you take everything into consideration, they are two very different cases. Yes, in both scenarios, maybe Athletic Club and Atletico Madrid didn't want to sell to us, but don't forget, Athletic Club was always a release clause, so we never had to discuss really with Bilbao because the only way to get him out was to pay the release clause. The release clause was so cheap as well. Barcelona knew that he's a Bass player as well. They were never going to sell him for anything less than his release clause. It was quite affordable. I think it was 60 million. So Barcelona never had to really speak with Athletic Club. They tried to, of course, renew Nico's contract to keep him. That's the only way you can keep a player. That's a release clause is going to be activated. So very, very similar case where Athletic Madrid have more say than Athletic Club had with Nico.
No, I mean, yeah, that's definitely true. I feel like in this situation, he didn't say much, but in this situation, this guy actually came out now and openly said it. And this is the thing, right? Usually you hear players when you hear people say, this player wants to move, he wants to make the move, this and this and this and this. It's very rare to see a player openly come out like this and say, yo, I want this move. I mean, he didn't openly say Barcelona, but dude, like the only thing that we were waiting for, honestly, from what he said yesterday was for him to openly come out and say, Barca is the club I want to join. Literally, that's literally the only thing I was waiting for him to say. Apart from because he said everything that he needed to say. He made it very clear. Like the only thing we needed was for him to just mention the club he wants to join. That's literally it. Right? Mm. So, and everyone knows that he's talking about us. Like you have to be living under a rock to not see what he's saying. But at the end of the day, I feel like he's handling it well because look, whether he wants to join Barca or not, Atletico Madrid, they kind of hold everything because he's contracted to the club. The club can move fussy and be like, listen, we don't have to sell you to Barcelona. We don't have to sell you to Barca. We will sell you to anyone but them. You feel me, right? And he's not trying to close his options where it's like, okay, man, eventually, if they can agree a deal, I need to leave this club. I don't want to stay here. So he might just at the end, just decide, all right, man, then I'll go to one of these other clubs that want me then, right? So that's the way kind of I see it. Look up to Lakshan says, we shouldn't rush to another bid anytime soon. We must make them sweat by playing the long game. Ever since we have the play, is this the long game? Since we have the player on our side, bid 120 now, they will obviously reject it, pushing for a price higher. What do you say to that, Hafid?
Mm-hmm.
You think that we should play the long game and kind of make them wait?
Like I mentioned earlier, I think probably the only issue I have with playing the long game is what Barcelona do now. If you told me, play the long game, you'll get him. Yeah, don't mind it. But let's say tomorrow is August the 1st. We've been chasing now Julian Alvarez for 2 months total. You don't have him, and it's the same situation as it was today, which is June 23rd. Mm-hmm. What are we gonna do? We cannot go into next season with just Ferran Torres as our striker. Nope. So we have to bring in a striker. I think, like I mentioned, Barcelona should set a date where they feel like by this time we should have him signed, or at least talking to Atletico, or at least a bid's been accepted. Like this is the date where by this point, no matter where we're at with Julian, and I would tell Julian as well, like, look, we're in it. We love you. We want you. We're willing to pay more than what we wanted to pay for you initially to you to make the move. But July 25th, if the deal is not done or at least very advanced by July 25th, we're going to step back and we have to go and do what we have to do in other regards. So apparently everything is on hold for Barcelona. We're not going to do anything else until we figure out what we're going to do, until we figure out what's happening with Julian. So that's my only concern, that if they don't do what I'm saying, which is set a date, they might drag it. Juan Gamper, August 16th. Oh, no, Julian Alvarez, Ferran Torres next season, Anthony Gordon up front. We're living life. Like, that's not. We signed Anthony Gordon for the left-hand side. So I don't want to see him playing up front. So that is the issue that I have. So hopefully that's not the case, but that's my only concern with playing the long game.
No, that's true though, because here's the thing: we're entering July in a week.
Yeah.
Next week, Thursday. We're in July 1st. So the transfer window officially opens on Thursday. So this whole thing that we're sitting here saying, there's still time. I'm a very honest man. There's so many positions that we need to sort out in the summer.
I wouldn't say so many, but there are a few.
Now, I wouldn't say so many, but there's other areas that definitely need attention too. We know that the defense needs attention. I'm sorry to have it. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what the club is saying about, we might be, keeping the same defensive. No. We need at least one or two players to come in. We need at least two. I'm sorry. We can't rely on the same defense next season. Absolutely not. So I'm looking at this. I'm like, well, listen, I feel like at the beginning of July, Barcelona should do everything. Go. And I know they're moving fussy, but listen, at the end of the day, eventually they're gonna have to talk. They're gonna have to talk. They're gonna have to talk. So they can try. We can walk in, try to work on a deal, and who knows? Maybe we might be able to strike something. Hopefully we do, because the sooner we get this deal sorted out, the better for us. Because that means we have more time to look at other positions. Because let's be honest, the striking position is the position that the club is really obsessed with trying to sort out first. So once that is sorted out, now we have a time to look at the other areas which need attention, like the defense. Because let's be honest, after we fix the attack, the only area I see Barcelona looking at fixing is the defense only. The midfield is fine, right? The defense is the only thing that we're going to be looking at sorting out. But we will see, man. But we got to proper Charles. Proper Charles says we should get Osimhen. Do you think that? I mean, Osimhen would be a good option for Atletico Madrid when you really think about it. If they were to sell him to us for like 120,
bro, we're giving Atletico like good money, man. It's not like we're trying to scam them. Like, we're giving them good money. They can use that money and reinvest in their squad to go and win no trophies again next season. So, I mean, I have no problem with them reinvesting their money into maybe players that we would like in our team. But the reality is that they should be, instead of dragging out our transfer window as well, they shouldn't be dragging out their own transfer window, since they want to make movements as well. And then if they let go of Julian Alvarez, they might even let Sorloth go to Juventus. They're going to be left with no strikers. Antoine Griezmann has already left too, but they haven't gotten Bernardo Silva either. So they're really, really lacking in the forward line, especially this summer. They might have to rejuvenate quite a bit. So getting a player like Osimhen would do them a world of good, to be honest.
No, for real, isn't it? Because here's the thing. I think they definitely need to sort out the defense. I'm sorry, they need to sort out the attack, because Moriki, I think he's moved to Fenerbahce, so they kind of missed out on him too, right? Which is a big loss for them, because I thought that would have been like a perfect replacement, right? Because let's be honest, for the kind of striker that Simeone likes, I feel like this guy would have been perfect for them. But the fact is, they've missed out on him. So I feel like if they get 120, go get Osimhen. Go get Osimhen. At the end of the day, dude, like, that would be an amazing option for Atletico Madrid. And Atletico Madrid have this, they have the history of always being good at replacing strikers. So, go sort that out and try and get that deal done for yourselves. That's what I would say, right? Rather than dilly-dallying and, wasting time. Because here's the thing. Them sitting down and wasting our time is them wasting their time too. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Because eventually, if you sell Alvarez, even if you don't sell him to us, let's say you sell him to a PSG or an Arsenal or one of those clubs, unless Arsenal are going to give you Gyökeres, you're then going to have to go and look for a striker. So, yeah, that's what it is, man. Make sure you guys smash the likes, man. But have it. Listen, we're going to be getting more information as time goes on, right? But at this point, I'm just looking at this. I'm like, Deco, man, it's time for you to move. It's time for you to move. Active, bro. I need you to be active now. I know Atletico Madrid are moving difficult, but this is why we pay you. This is why you're the sporting director, man. You find a way. You find a way, right? And we will sort this out. Atletico Madrid can cry all they want. They can bitch all they want. They can moan all they want, dude. Bitching and moaning ain't going to keep the player. It ain't. It's not. So money talks. That's all it is, man. So we'll sort this out. But Hafid, let's actually talk about something else. Let's actually talk about, let's talk about the World Cup. Right? Let's talk about this beautiful tournament. Because Hafid, I know Cristiano Ronaldo just got a brace, so Ronaldo fanboys are finally happy, right? They can finally have a good week, right? Because they were having a miserable World Cup so far. And it's not just because their GOAT is washed, which we've known for a while, but because our GOAT, my man, is actually still defying time. Lionel Andreas Messi, Hafid. Lionel Andreas Messi. 18 World Cup goals now. Finally. Bro, I'm so glad he broke Closer's record. There's no disrespect to Closer, bro. But the fact that Closer had the record of World Cup goals over R9, that pissed me off. But I remember when he broke that record, dude, I was fuming, dude. Because I was like, we went from R9 to Closer. Like, nah, man. Like, I needed one of Cristiano or Messi to break that record. And thankfully, it was my GOAT who's finally done it. 18 goals. Bro, 39 in 2 days, Hafid. He'll be 39. And my guy is still cooking, bro. My guy is making players who are in their prime years look garbage, bro. Like this is a joke, Hafe. This is PlayStation levels of joking, bro. Like this is like I was sitting there watching the game yesterday when I saw him miss that penalty, and all these Ronaldo fans had their moment. I'm like, dude, one thing about Messi is he's gonna get chances, especially for Argentina. This guy loves scoring for Argentina. If you look at Messi for the past few years, let's be honest, for the past 3 or 4 or 5 years, I would arguably say, Alfred, that he's played his best football for Argentina than he's played for any of his clubs.
Probably, honestly. Yeah.
Like he's playing at such a level for Argentina. It's like, dude, this guy can continue playing for Argentina for the next few years. Like when you look at the way Ronaldo is being a hindrance to Portugal, Argentina is the opposite. And Messi is just a joke, man. 5 goals, Alfred. If you think about this for 1 second, Mbappe scored what 6 goals in the last World Cup to win the Golden Boot? 6 or 7, something like that. Because he scored a hat-trick in the final.
Yeah, right? I think it was 6, maybe. Yeah,
he scored 6. Messi is 1 goal away from matching Mbappe's Golden Boots last season, last World Cup.
I think Messi gets 6. Let me check that because I'm curious.
No, Messi didn't get 6. I think Messi got like 5 or something. Because he scored 2.
Messi had 7 and Mbappe had 8.
But still, Messi.
So that's what it was.
But think about it for 1 second. Messi is 3 goals away from.
When Alvarez had 4, he's number 3. Bring him to Barcelona.
But you know what's crazy, Hafe, right? He's playing Jordan in the next game. I don't know. Maybe they might decide to rest him in that game. Who knows?
Yeah, I think they might rest him. Yeah.
But if they don't rest him, or they do bring him on in the second half, this guy.
They should arrest him. I would just say F it. He has club football into Miami. No one cares. If he's going back to Barcelona, I would say yeah, maybe rest him. But just squeeze every last bit you can get. Let him stat pad.
But that is the thing, and he could. My guy could genuinely stat pad. And if he puts another goal, that's what 6 goals. And in round of 16, round of 32, he'll be back. He'll be playing one of the teams that either finish second or third. Just add to his stats. He could, bro. Messi could have this tournament of his.
But right now, I really need Colombia to beat Portugal because if they don't, then we're gonna get Argentina Portugal quarterfinal.
You don't want to see it. You don't want to see it?
I mean, for the game, yes. But as an Argentina fan, I don't want to see it.
I need to see it, man. I need Messi.
That's like Champions League final El Clasico levels for me.
No, that's why I need to see it, dude. Because I will never see it again. This is the last World Cup for those two, bro. Like I feel
not only will we never see it again, we haven't even seen it yet. Argentina.
But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, right? Because, dude, I feel like the footballing gods are shining on us, dude. If they top the group, if Portugal top the group, it's happening. Do you realize? I need you all to comprehend. It is happening if they top the group. If they top that group and Argentina top, dude, it will happen in the quarterfinals. Because the both nations will be looking forward to it. Argentina will be looking forward to playing Portugal in that quarterfinals, and Portugal will be more than happy.
I will back Argentina, but just the thought of me.
No, of course, but you know what it is? I feel like Ronaldo's pride, he wants to play Argentina in this World Cup. If there's any team, if there's anyone who wants to knock Argentina out of this World Cup, it's Ronaldo, dude. Mm-hmm. If Portugal don't win this World Cup and then knock Argentina out, dude, I think Ronaldo will retire happy. Because you know, dude, I knocked you out when you were the holding champion. You were going for your back-to-back and I stopped you. At least I can take that with me. I can take the fact that, dude, we played each other one time in the World Cup and I came out the winner.
And I feel like his pride, that doesn't really match to that kind of level. If he knocks out Argentina, Portugal knock out Argentina, they go on and win it, then that's crazy.
But dude, I'm telling you. But I'll be honest. I feel like when I look at this Portugal team, I said it before. I don't know if you see it just like me, but when I look at this Portugal team, I think Ronaldo is suffering from what Messi suffered in the 2010s. You know what? Hear me out when I say this. Portugal are such a talented squad. This is arguably the most talented squad I've ever seen Portugal have in my life. And I'm old enough to remember like the early Portugal team when they had Pauleta, Figo, Rui Costa, Maniche, and all those guys. That was a good team. Very good team. Very good team. Right? But this team is clear of that team. Squad-wise, right? They have Champions League winning defenders, right? Record breakers in the midfield. Like that midfield of Vitinha, Bruno, and Neves is crazy. Like that is a crazy midfield to have. They attack. They have Cristiano in the middle. They have Neto, Conceição, Leao, João Felix. You feel me, right? The defense, Nuno Mendes, Diogo Dalot, João Cancelo, Ruben Diaz, Gonzalo Ignacio. They have a good dude. This team is ridiculous. And I look at this and I'm like, bro, this is the same thing Messi had in the 2010s. When Messi had the defense of Otamendi, Demichelis, right? When he had Rojo, when he had the midfield of Mascherano, when he had, what's his name? Javier Pastore, when he had Di Maria, when he had Higuain, when he had Aguero. You had players who were literally breaking records, cooking, right? Higuain was like the demon in Serie A. You had Aguero cooking a City, right? You had Tevez, who I even forgot to mention, cooking as well. Di Maria, Real Madrid, he was cooking. PSG, he was cooking. Right? These guys were literally some of the best players at their teams or second best players in their team. And you were always looking at that team thinking, look at that team, and you have Messi, prime Messi, in front and center. How was it possible that that team couldn't even win one Copa America? Even one. They went to 3 finals and lost all 3. You understand what I mean? Yeah. And I'm like, and it was always like the biggest, and that's why people always laughed at Messi. It was so easy for haters to laugh at Messi because they were like, look at that team. How are you not winning with this team when you were winning with everything with Barcelona, when you had Iniesta, Xavi, and all these guys? And that's why people were always like, oh, he can do it with Barcelona when he has Iniesta, when he has Xavi, when he has all these guys, but then when they give him the Argentina team, he can't do anything with them. Why? And it's like, and when you look at it today, and I used to tell this to people back then, and I'm saying the same thing with Ronaldo now. You know what the problem is? When you have teams full of players who have been main characters for their clubs, some of these guys, when they come to their clubs, they can't really get that main character syndrome out of them when they play for their countries. You see, when it came to that Argentina team, Aguero was the best player at City. Higuain was the best player at Juventus. Di Maria was one of the best players. Was first or second best. I mean, even Di Maria, he wasn't always the best player in his team. That's why Di Maria always played well with Messi, because he always was the second fiddle for whatever club he was in. He was, whether it was at Real Madrid when he had to always give it to Ronaldo, or whether he was at PSG when he always had to give it to Cavani or Mbappe or Neymar, one of those guys. He was always okay being the second guy while the other players were the best players. That's why that's why for Argentina, he was always happy to let Messi be Messi, because he didn't want to be the best player. He just wanted to be the guy that was the team player. Whereas the other players in that team, they were always the best players in their team. So they always thought, I don't have to change my game. The team has to adapt to me, because when they adapt to me, my club always wins. So these guys have to adapt to me. And that's the problem that Messi always had. Higuain missing sitters. Aguero going missing for tournaments. Let's be honest, bro. Aguero never had good tournaments with Argentina. Di Maria was always the one that's always cooking for Argentina apart from Messi. And even Messi, right? As much as I love him, I know as much as Messi stepped up, we're seeing Messi step up now better than he ever did for Argentina in his entire first half of his career at Argentina. This is the best version of Messi, Argentina Messi, we've seen ever. And why is that? It's because when you look at the team he has, he may not have world-class players, but what he has is workers. The Argentina team is surrounded with workers. He has players that look at him and they say, he is the greatest. This man will carry us to any trophy we want as long as we work for him. So Messi, you save your energy. You don't have to work. You don't have to do anything. We don't need you to defend. We don't need you to run. We don't need you to do anything. We will run for you. We will defend for you. We will do everything. And when we get the ball, we will give you the ball. You just save your energy so that when you get the ball, you do your magic. And that's why Messi has been playing some of his best people for Argentina for the past 2 years, because for Argentina, they work for him. That team is a squad full of workers. This Portugal team, they're not workers. Every one of them, like Bruno, he's a main character. Bernardo Silva is a main character, right? Vitinha is a main character. All these guys are main characters for their clubs. They can't just be like, okay, man, Cristiano Ronaldo is the GOAT. Cristiano Ronaldo is the goal scorer. Anytime we have the ball, we will just give it to Cristiano because we know Cristiano will score. This team, they're not doing that. All of them want to be the main guy. And Ronaldo, he can't, and I feel like this is the thing, I'm not excusing Ronaldo, because Ronaldo himself, I feel like he also needs to be self-aware too, right? Because I feel like when you're in a squad like this, you, Cristiano Ronaldo, at your age, should look at it and be like, you should do what Figo did when he was your age. Because when you were coming up, when Ronaldo was coming up, Figo was falling off. And Figo was more than happy to take a step back because he saw Cristiano Ronaldo and was like, yeah, this guy's the next big thing. You take the penalties. You do this. You take everything. It's your team now. I'm just here to be the veteran. That's it. Cristiano Ronaldo can't allow himself to do that. He can look at Vitinha and Bruno and all these guys and be like, okay, man, I am not the same guy. I'm not, bro. This is not 2015 Ronaldo. Okay. I'll be more than, if you need me, I'll play. If you need me on the bench, I will come off the bench. I'm just here to be the leader. I'm just here to be the leader in the locker room. Be the one to motivate you guys. Because he can be that. He can be that, but he doesn't want to be that. He wants to be the main man. And that's why, dude, this is going to fall on his head. As talented as this Portugal team is, the day Ronaldo retires is the day this Portugal team will cook. I promise you all. But what do you think?
I fully agree. I feel like it's when you talk about Argentina, you always talk about the team. You talk about Portugal, you always talk about Ronaldo. Like coming to this World Cup as an Argentina fan, I didn't care for Messi to score a bunch of goals and break records. If you broke the World Cup record, that would have been nice, to be honest. But that was pretty much really it. Just for him to have that place for a little while when Mbappe probably passed me this World Cup or next World Cup. But I didn't really, not too bothered. I am very surprised that Messi got a hat trick and got a break. But then again, how can you say you're surprised when he does it every single time? But with Portugal, it's like if Ronaldo doesn't do anything, everyone's shit. They're all getting attacked and blah, blah, blah. Even a lot of the players were getting attacked and their wives had to, disable comments and stuff like that. So it just becomes so toxic. I think Ronaldo fans have really, really, really tarnished and ruined Ronaldo's legacy because they gas him up too much. When they gas him up, they make him believe himself that he should be better, should be at a higher level. Like he's not had one goal against a top 50 side in the World Cup ever. He's got a goal against Iran, Uzbekistan, North freaking Korea. I don't know how North Korea got into a World Cup. And he's never had a goal in the most decisive stages of the World Cup. So in the knockout rounds, even if you look at the knockout rounds for Portugal at the Euros as well, I think he has under 3 goals. So, when it comes to, carrying his country, even though the Euro final, which Portugal won in the end, he did absolutely nothing in the knockout stage. I think he got 1 goal in the semifinal against Wales, and that was it. I think he had a poor performance. They went to penalties. I think it was against Poland with Lewandowski. He was poor there in the final, of course, got subbed off. But people make him think that he's the main character, so he himself thinks he's the main character. Is he one of the greatest of all time? Absolutely. Prime Ronaldo, fantastic. Top 10, top 5, maybe. I could argue otherwise. I have him 6 in my all-time list, Ronaldo.
Yeah.
But
hey, ladies, what it is.
But when you right now, I'm seeing people on Twitter glazing him. Your Rio Ferdinand, your Piers Morgan. Oh, this is what he does. He's just so good. But when his country needed him most, and when they needed him the most, he's never there. DR Congo stunk it up. DR Congo, I think, got 40. So again, that he's never had a goal against a top 50 country in a World Cup.
I think Spain is the only one, isn't it?
I think Spain might be the only one, because I think you got the hat trick there. I think I saw the list recently. It was Iran.
What Morocco in there when he scored against them? I don't
know.
No,
that goal wasn't. That goal didn't count towards him. That counted towards Bruno Fernandes.
Wait, I'm talking about you mean the 2018 one, right? The one where he scored the header from a corner.
Oh, okay. I was talking about the.
I don't know if Morocco were top 50 back then, because the rankings change a lot, right? So maybe they might have not been in the top 50. But
also, his stature towards the World Cup. 1 minute it's a dream, 1 minute it's a 7-game tournament. He doesn't care, but he'll celebrate on the pitch and he'll celebrate 9 different times as if he cares so much. But then when he gets knocked out by Argentina or whoever, he'll be like, "Oh, I don't really care about the World Cup." So just the hypocrisy, constant lies, the constant glaze that he gets from his fanboys. I think honestly, once he retires, a few years after that, I think these things will come back to bite him and really ruin his. Of course, he'll still be regarded as one of the greatest of all time. I think it will tarnish his legacy a little bit because, you know, a brace. I mean, a brace. Can you spell Uzbekistan, Omar, right now?
Yeah, actually, I can. To be fair,
Okay, I can't. So we're out here, comparing a brace against Uzbekistan to a brace against Algeria, who are former AFCON champions and have a good team. I can name you their whole roster. You
yeah.
probably
By the
can
way,
name me. Can you
Uzbekistan,
name
this
me
is their
what?
first ever World Cup
Yeah,
against a
I
great
mean, listen.
team.
If you're gonna stat pad, you're gonna stat pad. Fair enough. I have no problem with that. I don't hate Ronaldo as well. I just think that people who think Ronaldo is better than Messi are, you know,
I feel
don't
like
want
you know
to.
what it is. I feel like young football fans they've just generated this thing where they make it seem like you have to hate Messi to become a Ronaldo fan. You have to hate Ronaldo to love him.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like,
just
dude,
that
you can
if
just
I want to know
appreciate it.
someone is an idiot or not, that's what I ask them, and that's genuinely. I work in
Yeah,
soccer here in Canada. When I go to soccer games to do work, if I make like a new friend or I meet someone, first thing I always ask him, Messi or Ronaldo. And if he says, "Oh, I like Messi's better, but I like Ronaldo," I'm like, you know what? Respect, fair enough.
that's not.
Someone comes to me is like, "Oh, Ronaldo's way better." I'm just like, "You go work over there. I can't deal with idiots." So
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's like, dude, preference is fine. Like I've said it before, there's footballers that prefer Ronaldo's style to Messi. I'm like, cool. Like I've said this before, Hafid, right? I said, listen, if I ever have a son, I would want my son to have Ronaldo's mindset as far as like, you know, wanting to play the game, right? The mindset of always giving it your all, right? Like the obsession that he has to be better. Like that is something I respect about Cristiano. I said, dude, if my son ever has that mentality to do, I'll be proud. Because that kind of mentality, few have it. To have that mentality to always want to be the best. And you're willing to work. Because people want to be the best, but people don't really have that mentality to work. With Ronaldo, he has the mentality. And it's an admirable mentality, even for me as a Barca fan, right? He has the work rate, which I respect. The problem that I have with Cristiano is he's also a very emotional guy. And I don't respect that emotional side of his. When he doesn't get what he wants, he throws tantrums. I feel like that is the part of him I just don't respect. It's like, dude, you don't have to throw tantrums when you don't get what you want. You feel me, right? When you lose, you cry about it, you bitch and moan about it. Like, dude, losing is a part of the game, bro. Even Michael Jordan lost before he became the GOAT. You understand what I mean, right? You know how many like when people in basketball terms, when people look at Jordan and you look at LeBron, like LeBron embraces being the GOAT. When it comes to the reason I consider Jordan the GOAT is because when you listen to Jordan never actually tells people I'm the GOAT.
Exactly. Yeah.
Jordan just says, dude, look at what I did. Look at everything I've accomplished. Look at the records I've broken. And you tell me if I'm the GOAT. You understand what I mean, right? See, that's the thing, bro. That man lets his ball do the talking. You understand what I mean? He lets his game do the talking. He doesn't need to tell you I'm the GOAT. It's like Messi. Messi doesn't need to tell you I'm the GOAT. He's like, dude, just go and look at what I've accomplished and you tell me if I'm the GOAT. If you don't think I'm the GOAT, cool. If you think Ronaldo's the GOAT, cool. If you think I'm the GOAT, great. But I am not telling you I'm the GOAT. I don't need to tell you, bro. My numbers will tell you if I'm the GOAT. And that's what I mean, man. People that believe what they are never have to tell you what they are. A guy like Jordan never had to tell people he's the GOAT. He had to let others see that he's the GOAT. You feel me, right? And I feel like
always the humble ones that get called the GOAT.
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like you know what it is. People that call themselves the GOAT, it's like they're trying to convince themselves that they're the GOAT.
But like, let's be honest. Apart from Ronaldo, like pure glazers, like clear, like lovers, Ronaldo, no one thinks he's the GOAT or is good enough to be at the level that he's at. He's in the Portugal team now, probably just for. To be fair, they don't really have that many good strikers, so I'll give him a pass on that. But it's not really a debate anymore. I think the debate kind of officially ended when Messi won the World Cup. I think for me, it kind of ended back in 2021 when he finally won something for Argentina, because that was the one thing that Ronaldo fans or Ronaldo supporters had over Messi. But unless he goes and wins 2 World Cups, which I don't think he'll be at the next one, there's literally like no debate. You could not argue. There's no argument to make for him being a better player, which means that he's not the GOAT. If you like him more, no problem. You like his abs, you like his followers on Instagram, no problem. But this is not how you make an approach for someone to be in contention for the greatest of all time. Same thing with LeBron and the Jordan debate as well. LeBron, people will say that, oh, he's been in the game for a long time, but LeBron James has lost 12 finals. He's won. I think he's what was it? I think his record is he's 4 out of 12. He's been involved in 12 NBA finals and won 4. Jordan 6 for 6. I think Jordan has never lost a playoff
Jordan
game.
went three times TPs twice.
I think
doing 3P once is crazy, right? He did it twice. My guy won it 3 times, retired, came back and won it 3 times again. Dude, for me, that's where you cement yourself as the GOAT.
I think Jordan has never lost a series or something like that as well. He's never lost a series before. I mean, that makes sense.
The only series he lost one series. The only series he lost was when he came back from retirement and he lost to Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
And that was because
he's never lost like I know he's lost a game in the NBA and like the series and stuff. But it's like
that's the one that he lost in '95 when I think was it Pistons who won it in '95? I don't remember, but I know he retired when he came back in the middle of the season. It was around the tail end of the season, so he just came back. And when he came back, they were in the playoffs, and then he got knocked out. Guess what? He came back fully fit the next season, and he won the championship again. Won it 3 times again. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like sometimes, dude, when you do so much, when you believe that you're the GOAT, you don't have to even say it, dude. You just like, dude, I know I'm the GOAT, and I can tell you I'm the GOAT, but instead, I'm going to show you why I'm the GOAT. It's one thing, like they always say, actions speak louder than words. I feel like Ronaldo, yes, he's definitely made the conversation out there. His accomplishments, the reason why the conversation exists, because of the things he's accomplished, the records that he's broken. But I feel like with Ronaldo, I feel like sometimes for you to not, I feel like when you look at a guy like Messi and you see how great he is, right? You embrace, okay, man, that guy's the greatest of all time. But I'm trying to secure my legacy to be in the conversation. I feel like with Ronaldo, even if people consider Messi the greatest of all time, people will always remember Ronaldo. Ronaldo will not just go under the carpet just because he played in the same era as Messi. If he can start 1,000 goals, he's done it. He's completely like, he can sit there and be like, hey, man, he's the greatest goal scorer to ever play the game. And even Barca fans will acknowledge that, yes, even though Messi has scored the most goals in a single year, he has that. Doesn't matter. Like Ronaldo as a goal scorer, he's just a demon. He's just a demon when it comes to goal scoring. So, yeah, I respect the hell out of Ronaldo. But listen, I am not like one of these Messi, Ronaldo fanboys, man. They've had enough. But Hafid, I know I don't want to spend too much time in this because we don't have a lot more time, but let's actually talk about very quickly about the Spain game. Lamine Yamal, right? Came back, started this game after, Spain stunk it out against Cape Verde without him. Like, he wasn't even supposed to play in that game, by the way. People forget, like, my guy was coming back from injury. We were told that he wasn't going to start in that game. He was going to come back maybe in the second game. But this thing so bad that they had to end up playing a half-fit Yamal. But guess what? Yamal came back in the second game, fit. And look at that. Carrying job for Spain. My man starts in the game and then Spain dominate. I mean, what do we say about Lamine Yamal, man? You think he can win the World Cup?
Absolutely. I think Spain have a great chance. I think in my prediction video, I actually predicted Spain to win it. Very good game for them against Saudi. Not only Lamine, but some other Barca boys having a great game. I thought Barca was fantastic again. Pedri was great, as usually is. And also Dani Olmo, who was a surprise start for the game. He had a really good performance as well. Might even keep that starting spot against Uruguay over Fabian Ruiz. We'll see. So this kind of feel like Spain is Barcelona FC again. So you do have a little, a special connection with the amount of Barca players they do have in the team. Disappointed not to see Eric Garcia get any minutes so far in this World Cup. Hopefully he does get to play at some point. But you knew that Cape Verde game we all knew was, not a fluke, but bit of a bump in the road. Those games always happen in the World Cup, just like it happened to Argentina in 2021. 2022. So those kind of games happen. Even happened to Portugal in this tournament as well. So the fact that they didn't at least concede a goal, which is good. They have 2 clean sheets now back to back. Same with Argentina. I think Argentina and Spain might be the only 2 teams that have not conceded a goal yet in this tournament so far. So unless I can think of anyone else. I think Mexico conceded against South Africa.
Mexico haven't conceded either.
Yeah, they haven't conceded either.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's a few teams out there.
There's a few teams.
Yeah,
I don't
so
know. There's too, bro. There's too many games. I can't really
I think
think
that
about.
might be the only three because I'm gonna check right now real quick
Yeah,
because I think France is
I think,
conceded.
top of my head, I think that's the only teams. Yes, I think it's the only ones.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the only.
Netherlands conceded, Germany conceded, blah blah blah.
Every
USA,
team was considered apart from Mexico, Argentina,
Argentina, and
and Spain.
Spain.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it's interesting now. I feel like now that Yamal is back and he scored 2 goals, dude, business about to pick up. Listen, Argentina lost in their last World Cup opening game. And guess what? We saw what happened in the rest of the tournament. Don't forget, when they won the World Cup in 2010, what happened in the opening game? Oh, yeah, that's right. So, listen, my goat will cook. Don't worry, Lamine Yamal will do his thing. And trust me, when he wins that World Cup, I've already said it, guys. Yamal is about to complete football. You guys know that, right? If he wins the World Cup, he's one trophy away from completing football. If he wins the World Cup and we win the Champions League next season, he would have completed football by 20. Deep that, half it. Think about that, dude. 20 years old. He's already complete. He can retire today and said, I've won everything in football, dude.
Good, yeah.
Hey, man, listen, we will see, man. But guys, big up to every single one of you guys for being here, man. Listen, let us know what you guys think about everything we've talked about in this stream, guys. Let us know what you guys are saying about the situation with Julian Alvarez. How soon do you think Barcelona should react? Do you think that we should react right away? Should we get this deal sorted out ASAP? Or you want to play the long game with Julian Alvarez, man, and Atletico Madrid? We will see what happens. But big up to every single one of you guys. Listen, I'm going to be redirecting you all to Carnage Extra, man. That fraud will is doing the England versus Ghana game. Listen, Ghana, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. You know what the mission is.
Yeah, we need Ghana win juice stinker. That's what we need.
Yeah, man. Listen, I need it, man. Listen. You know, I'm supporting the African nations, man. So African nations have been cooking, man. Thankfully, man. Right. So far, apart from Tunisia, man. Seriously. Tunisia, bro, you are a disgrace to our continent. I'm sorry, bro. If you're Tunisian, I'm sorry that I have to be this guy, bro. But you guys have embarrassed us in this tournament, bro. 9 goals in 2 games. 9 goals in 2 games, bro. Have some shame. Cape Verde, bro, an island dude near my nation, is literally putting more effort than you guys are. And the crazy thing is, that group is not even like one of those groups where you can be like, okay, man, you're dealing with killers. Sweden, bro, you consider 5 against Sweden. You consider 4 against Japan, bro. Like Sweden and Japan put 9 goals against you.
Turkey has been the biggest disappointment, getting knocked out so early.
Oh my God, dude, I have never seen an African nation be this bad. I've seen African nations suck, bro. I've never seen an African nation actually been embarrassed like this. And I've seen like debutants like Togo and Angola and all these nations who we know are not like big boys in Africa, right? Come to the World Cup and actually put more effort than what Tunisia are putting, right? Tunisia is supposed to be an experienced World Cup nation for Africa. And you're out here doing this. Dude, seriously, man, I'm tired of seeing Tunisian World Cups. I've said it before. I remember in my rant in the group chat, I said it, bro. I am tired of seeing this country come to the World Cup. These guys always qualify, always take a spot from one of the other African nations, and they do nothing when they come to the World Cup. Nothing happened.
I think that their bracket is so easy to get with.
That's my point. I don't know how they always get lucky, dude. Because they're right. They're always in the easiest group in all the African nations. Every time I'm seeing them, I'm like, dude, how are they always in the easiest? Why do they always put like another big boys? Like they always put like other big boys in the same group. But they give Tunisia like an easy group and they just walk past the group and then they go to the World Cup and get their passport, bro. Embarrassing, dude. But I'm done, man. Like I said, I haven't watched any Tunisia games and I am now watching them, bro. Screw them, bro. Listen, hopefully they take a break, bro. Ban them from the World Cup until they book their ideas. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, man, big up to every single one of you guys, man. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, subscribe to Barca Boy every single time. Big up to you guys. As always, Vesca Barca. Take care.